Right now, trying to beat the heat on move-in day on campus, how UW officials are trying to help students stay cool during what can be a physically taxing process.
Also, as school is back in session, how changes in the federal nutrition guidelines could impact your child's lunch this fall.
And in this sweltering weather, how corn across southern Wisconsin may be adding to our humidity. We'll explain just ahead. You're watching News 3 Now at 5. And we are continuing our coverage on a disorderly conduct investigation out of Sauk County.
That's right. 9 Reedsburg area juveniles have now been cited, and we now have more details on the incident that started it all. Our Maddie Heimch is in the news center with the latest. Maddie.
The Sauk County Sheriff's Office says those 9 juveniles were blowing air horns, shining lights, knocking on windows, and ringing doorbells of several rural Reedsburg homes. Deputies determined that the teens were targeting and harassing members of the Amish community. The Sheriff's Office states it received several reports of such harassment, often between the hours of 9 and 11:30 p.m. Eventually, a traffic stop on August 11th led to the identification of the 9 juveniles, and citations were issued. The Sheriff's Office says numerous other offenses were reported, but they have not found evidence to support claims beyond the targeted misconduct. Now, Reedsburg High School has canceled its first 2 varsity football games of the season. The school district said in a statement released today it does not publicly comment on student disciplinary matters, but did confirm its decision to cancel the football games was connected to the investigation.
All right, Maddie, thank you. We'll look now at your first warn forecast. Kelly Slifka out on the weather patio. Kelly, still hot out there and maybe keeping an eye on storm chances, huh?
Yeah, still hot, but not as hot as what we had yesterday. Yesterday was just nasty. Today's a little bit more bearable because we've had some clouds that have moved in. And you can see those from our Edgewater sky cam overlooking the capital city. We've had some cumulonimbus clouds actually producing some heavy downpours, and we'll show you those coming up here shortly. As you take a look at our high-resolution radar, we do have 1 severe thunderstorm warning. That's in eastern Rock County into Walworth County, but even that cell looks to be dying. But if you are in, especially Walworth County right now, it's starting to move out of Rock County. The severe thunderstorm warning in effect until 5:30, so the bottom of the hour here. And if you're in the path of this storm, Elkhorn, Walworth, you may encounter some heavy downpours. Can't rule out some gusty winds, but right now, as mentioned, just over the last few frames there, you can see how those cells are kind of collapsing upon themselves. But that warning continues until 5:30. In the Madison area, you know, I saw 1 sprinkle, and this is the first time I think all year long I'm going to say I'd be happy to see some rain because we probably could use some rain. We haven't seen a good soaker for over 2 weeks now. And our future track does keep that cell in southern parts of Wisconsin, southeastern Wisconsin, 1 in Rock and Walworth County. That should head over there toward Kenosha and Racine. 88 right now in Madison. It's not the 90s we had yesterday, but look at Janesville, almost up to 100. And the dew points are in the upper 60s and low 70s. And it feels like 92 in Madison, but 109 the heat index in Janesville. Talk more about the potential for more storms later on tonight. If we don't get the rain tonight, another chance later in the week. We'll have more coming up.
All right, Kelly, thank you. With the rising temperatures affecting the area, the city of Middleton is encouraging residents to look out for one another during this time. A few tips the city offering. Well, check on vulnerable neighbors like the elderly, families with very young children, or those with medical conditions. Share cooling resources by either sharing your air conditioning or letting them know about cooling centers nearby, and create a shared shaded outdoor space for neighbors to gather and cool off.
Well, UW student move-in day 1 is wrapping up in the next hour here, and it's on one of the hottest days of the year. Brutal.
Sounds like fun, doesn't it? Tanisha Shaw is live on campus. Tanisha, you got a chance to talk to these students dealing with the heat moving in today, right?
Hey, Braden and Eric. Yes, I did. I got a chance to speak to students and staff. They all agreed on one thing. Today is hot. Okay, and they're all here for UW-Madison's move-in day. It starts today and it's till Thursday. Now, by Thursday, there will be about 8,900 students that will be moving in at dorms across UW's campuses. Staff and volunteers have moved inside because of the heat just to get a little bit of AC and to cool off. Again, earlier today, I got the chance to speak to staff and some first-year students who are moving into the dorms for the first time.
We've been reminding students to, of course, and families to drink plenty of water and stay hydrated, to, pack efficiently and think about, their own safety of who they bring along with them to help move in.
Where are you from originally?
I'm from Virginia.
So basically you brought the heat to Wisconsin.
Exactly.
It was hot as hell this morning. I was not looking forward to it when I stepped outside, but luckily there was a couple clouds, so it wasn't too bad getting out of the car.
We didn't think it would be that hot because like the previous weeks it's been cold. We went up on vacation with our family friends and it was like 60 degrees while we were out on the lake, and now it's 90 degrees again while we're moving in. So didn't do much preparing.
Kind of fun to walk around in though.
It's fun to walk in this weather today?
Yeah.
So you like being outside in this weather?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and during this move-in at UW-Madison, some streets will be closed along the campus. So Park Street, Lake Street, Observatory Drive, and Elm Drive will be closed during move-in hours from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. So by the end of the hour, they will open back up. Back to you.
Tanasia, thank you. And if you've been outside today, you probably noticed the heat like we've been talking about. You definitely felt the humidity. But did you know that corn might actually be contributing to the dew points this week? On hot days, leaves from plants sweat. That evaporates into the air, putting as much as 4,000 gallons of water into the air per day. This added moisture does drive down the air temperature, but it raises the humidity and increases heat index values, which makes it difficult for the body to cool down. So in short, as we Midwesterners like to say, it's not the heat that gets you, it's the humidity.
We have heard that before. The temperature may be trending down later in the week. It is always a good idea to stay ahead of Wisconsin weather. Simply download our First Warn Forecast weather app wherever you get your apps.
Well, Jill Stein and other third-party candidates will now officially appear on Wisconsin's ballots in November. This after a state elections commission meeting today and objections from Democratic appointees that they are ineligible. The commission voted 5-1 to put independent candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. on the ballot despite his withdrawal from the race last week. In Wisconsin, state law does not allow candidates who have turned in signatures to withdraw them. 8 presidential candidates will be on Wisconsin's general election ballot this November, of course, including Republican nominee Donald Trump and Democratic nominee Kamala Harris.
A new poll from the American Cancer Society Cancer Action Network shows almost 9 out of every 10 Wisconsinites determined their vote based on a candidate's position on health care. The poll also found that 70% of people in the state are reporting that they or an immediate family member have dealt with medical debt at some point in their lives.
Well, a woman is in critical condition after a crash on Madison's south side. Madison police say the incident occurred in the area of West Olin Avenue and South Park Street this morning. West Olin was shut down between South Park Street and Lowell Street. That road is now back open. MPD says the driver of the vehicle involved did remain on scene after it occurred.
Some sports news today. Kicker Anders Carlson will not get a second season with the Green Bay Packers. The Packers' decision to cut Carlson means veteran kicker Greg Joseph will be the team's kicker on opening day. Carlson last year went 27 for 33 on field goals, also led the league in missed extra points and 13 missed total kicks. The Packers also cut both backup quarterback Sean Clifford and Michael Pratt after acquiring Malik Willis in a trade yesterday with Tennessee. When we come back, a Wisconsin agency has provided tens of millions of dollars to children's dental care, who they are and what they do.
And the USDA is changing up its nutrition guidelines for school lunches, what your kids can expect in the cafeteria this year.
Marginal movement on Wall Street, but in positive terrain for the markets today. The Dow up 10, the NASDAQ adds 29, the S&P 500 gains 9, and we'll be right back.
Introducing the new Sushi Lover Madison. All-you-can-eat sushi and hibachi at an amazing price. Now open at Westtown Mall for lunch or dinner. Be sure to try Sushi Lover Madison.
We know the fentanyl coming from Mexico and China is a threat here in Wisconsin.
It's why Tammy Baldwin is working to stop it.
And Tammy passed the bipartisan Fend Off Fentanyl Act.
That takes on the Mexican cartels and the fentanyl coming from China.
And Tammy Baldwin voted 32 times to strengthen our border.
32 times to increase border patrols.
And technology to keep illegal drugs out. Because Senator Baldwin knows
keeping us safe is her first priority.
Tell Tammy Baldwin to keep securing our borders.
Right now, we're running our 60-60-60 sale. So when you purchase your new concrete coating, you get a $60 Visa gift card plus either 60% off installation or 60-month no interest financing. This is one of our best deals of the year. So visit our website or call the number for your new floor today.
It's their classic rock that brings audiences to their feet. It's Blue Oyster Cult, performing live Saturday, August 31st at Ho-Chunk Gaming, Wisconsin Dells. Tickets on sale now through Ticketmaster. Over 5 decades of music, thrilling fans everywhere. It's Blue Oyster Cult, August 31st at Ho-Chunk Gaming, Wisconsin Dells. Your odds are better here.
You work hard enough. Take a load off this Labor Day with new appliances from Brothers Maine. Celebrate the holiday with unbeatable deals on top brands like GE Appliances, Cafe, Hotpoint, and Haier. Don't miss out. Shop the Labor Day sale at Brothers Maine today.
We would never hit 12 drought. clutch it up. Drunk? Not a chance. Do a stoppie? Drunk? We would never drift drunk. So you should never drive drunk. Drive sober or get pulled over.
Introducing the new Sushi Lover Madison. All-you-can-eat sushi and hibachi at an amazing price. Now open at Westtown Mall for lunch or dinner. Be sure to try Sushi Lover Madison.
Coming up at 6, temperatures will stay muggy this evening and we'll track the potential for yet a few more storms to develop.
Then we'll show you how you can help bring fresh local produce to those in need this fall. That's tonight at 6.
You have a consumer issue and you keep getting the runaround. Need help?
It's called for action to help me. Nobody else did.
Contact our team by phone or on channel3000.com. Call for action only on News 3 Now. Moving forward for you. You're watching News 3 Now at 5. Moving forward.
Well, the U.S. Department of Agriculture is rolling out updated standards for school meals, especially breakfast.
That's right. The USDA says these small changes will make a big difference. Our Ellie LaLiberte joins us now in studio with what items this update will target. Ellie?
School meals feed roughly 500,000 kids in Wisconsin, according to the U.S. Department of Agriculture. Now the goal is to get more of this into the cafeteria. Natasha Sullivan is a Madison parent, and when she sends her kids to school, she says she doesn't have to worry about what they eat.
It was just amazing to not have to think about it again and know that they were getting good food and not have to have that worry on me every day.
But she's also a local teacher and knows when kids come to school with a belly full of sweets.
And it was pretty clear that the impact of their nutrition on their learning and their ability to be able to focus.
According to a study by the USDA, more than 70% of school children get too many added sugars, and 90% get too much sodium. Now the USDA is targeting sugar and sodium in school meals nationwide.
So we felt like it was the right time to really make some additional steps to address those remaining challenges.
Those steps will limit added sugars in cereals, yogurt, and milk. By the fall of 2027, the goal is to have no more than 10% of added sugars in weekly calories. The rules are now in effect, but the USDA wants to start phasing them out next school year. For Sullivan, the focus on a healthy breakfast at school will make life at home easier.
So it really puts my mind at ease for me to know that my son can eat nothing at home, go to school, have a nutritious meal, and I don't have to worry about that.
Schools are already the place where kids can get their most nutritious meals. That's what the research shows.
Sullivan says these changes will mean parents can drop their kids off at school without worrying about what they're eating.
I can categorically say that anything that your child eats at school is going to be healthier than what I see packed in lunches.
Now, since 2021, the USDA says it's invested more than $5 billion to support school nutrition. That includes tens of millions of dollars to replace kitchen equipment in schools and give grants to help local produce get into cafeterias.
Ellie, thank you. Wisconsin's Department of Health Services announcing the 25th year for Seal a Smile. It's a program that provides dental services to school children across the state. And last year, the program provided care to more than 86,000 students, a total of $17.5 million in dental services. Wisconsin State Dental Director Russell Dunkel says that students with poor dental health are 3 times more likely to miss school due to dental pain and more likely to perform poorly in school. You can find more information on the Wisconsin DHS website. Just search for Seal a Smile.
Well, it's now time to check in with our first warm weather with meteorologist Kelly Slifka. Still out there braving the heat on the patio. How is it, Kelly?
You know, it's a lot better than yesterday. I can say that for sure. I mean, yesterday was just disgusting. Today, still sticky, obviously, but we've had the benefit of the clouds keeping that sun at bay. And really, we've had some light showers move through. We thought maybe we'd see a little bit more activity fire up because we have all this explosive energy, all the heat, all the moisture in place, just some light showers in the Madison area. Still have a stronger storm that's down in parts of Walworth County, but that has now moved out of Rock County. Right now in Madison, we've just had some light showers up there toward DeForest, moving on to the east fairly quickly. Fitchburg might see a sprinkle move through, but I tell you what, this is going to be the first time I've said it all year. We could use some rain. We haven't had any kind of rain over the last 2 weeks. It's getting pretty dry. But here's what we're talking about in Walworth County, severe thunderstorm warning. continues up until 5:30. Even that cell looks like it's in the weakening stage, so I think the threat for severe weather out of that looks pretty minimal, maybe some gusty winds. As we look at our severe weather outlook, we're still under a slight risk of severe weather, but it's definitely starting to go down here as we go through the next several hours, simply because we're starting to stabilize our atmosphere. Still have the heat, though, especially down in the south. Let's show you what's going on in Janesville. You're not going to like it. All right, all of southern Wisconsin, this alert day because of the heat and also some of these isolated storms that we've had pop up late this afternoon. Yeah, Janesville just now getting the break. 109 is what it feels like currently, with temperatures getting close to 100 this afternoon. 92 in Madison. We've had the benefit of the clouds from Madison areas to the north and west. Had some big storms up there in Green Lake and Marquette County earlier today. Those moved into Dodge and Jefferson County. Did have some reports of some trees down. Most of it missed Madison, though. We didn't really see much of that around here locally. All right, our future track as we look at most of the storms that we had overnight up in northern Wisconsin, moved into the eastern parts of the state. Still have some light showers, kind of these streamer showers coming in on the backside of it, but the atmosphere is stable enough. Not enough upper level dynamics. We have a lot of low level dynamics with all the moisture in place and all this explosive heat that we've had. Just not the upper level dynamics to really get these fired up here in southern Wisconsin. It looks like mainly going to be staying Chicago, maybe toward Rockford, just south of the border, as we go through the late evening hours into the overnight period. Here we're at 2 o'clock in the morning. Then eventually all that activity moves on to the east. So that's today. Now, as we go into Thursday, if you don't get the rain today, as mentioned, we need some rain here in southern Wisconsin. We do have an opportunity, a decent opportunity of seeing widespread rain. How much are we going to get out of this? We'll have to remains to be seen. But this will be mainly later Thursday afternoon, but more likely Thursday evening that we will see some of these showers and storms roll through the overnight. Then we'll really see some cooler air work in by Friday going into the upcoming weekend. We're really going to drop that humidity, still up there over the next few hours, but even into tomorrow, starting to see that humidity drop. May bump up a little bit Thursday out ahead of that next front, but then it really drops going into the upcoming holiday weekend. Looks great. Temperatures in the upper 80s, but noticing it cool off up to the north and west. Some colder air coming in behind a cold front, dropping through the 70s throughout the evening. We barely got out of the 80s last night, so it was a very sticky night, but we should be a little bit cooler, still kind of muggy, but upper 60s and low 70s, it looks like, by tomorrow morning. And definitely not as hot as it's been. We'll only be in the low 80s for Madison South. Some areas to the north, probably not getting out of the 70s. Right now we're at 88 in Madison, 99 in Janesville, and across Dane County we're talking about temperatures a little warmer to the south and east, a little bit cooler in Madison right now with the clouds around 88. 83 tomorrow, looking at those storms to roll. Maybe a couple of afternoon storms Thursday. It's mainly Thursday evening, and then notice that drop in temperatures through the 80s, 70s. Looks like a great Labor Day weekend with sunshine and dry weather throughout the weekend. All right, our first word traffic. We've had some slowdowns on the eastbound lanes. Well, it looks like those have cleared up now. Just some minor delays on those eastbound lanes of the Beltline near Lake Monona.
Kelly, thank you. And just after the break, in this hot weather, a debate as old as custard in Wisconsin. It finally may be decided. Stay with us.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Look, here's a phone company who wants us to use our phones less.
That's ironic.
Yeah, but in a good way. Let's find us again with Us Mode. U.S. Cellular, built for us.
It's a free ride. But I already paid.
Drugs, gangs, and crime are flooding into our communities. But instead of getting tough on the border, Senator Tammy Baldwin supported amnesty for 11 million illegal immigrants, including convicted criminals. Criminals like an illegal immigrant with multiple DUI charges who went on to kill a Wisconsin father of 3 while driving drunk again. Tell Senator Tammy Baldwin no amnesty for illegal immigrants, especially criminals. Vote to secure the border.
It's only paint. It's only paint that comes in an award-winning twist and pour container. It's only paint that can cover the brightest shade of orange known to mankind in just one coat. It's only paint that will inspire you to write your masterpiece. It's only paint that will help you become TV's hottest writer, where one day you'll meet this guy who starred in that thing. So yeah, it's only paint. Only easy opening, smooth pouring, change your life both professionally and romantically. Paint.
Not everyone knows us, but in southern Wisconsin, Illinois, and eastern Indiana, we are famous in our field. As a Sloan's technician, customer service is our specialty, whether you come to see us or we come to you. We are in the business of supporting your business, and we are highly trained to work on your John Deere equipment. At Sloan's, our loyalty lies with you. We depend on you, and we are proud to serve you. When it comes to service, you can count on us. Remember, think Sloan's first.
Building up the middle class will be a defining goal of my presidency.
She'll do it with new ideas to make middle-class life more affordable. New caps on the price of medicine. New investments in clean energy to bring down costs for families. And while Trump will cut taxes for the super rich, she'll cut taxes for the rest of us. A stronger middle class. A future we can afford. LCV Victory Fund and FFPAC are responsible for the content of this ad.
Our phones were made to help us connect, and somehow they've made us less connected. Which is ironic. Don't you think? Oh, I love this song so much.
Let's find us again with Us Mode. U.S. Cellular, built for us.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Well, everyone in Wisconsin either knows someone who loves custard or loves it themselves.
That's right, I agree. But reporter Alex Corradetti in Milwaukee is looking to settle an age-old debate of what is the best way to eat custard.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the frozen custard clash of a lifetime. In the red corner, you have the cup. And in the blue corner, you have the cone. It's a legendary matchup. Let's knock it out. We're blowing this cold case wide open, making way for a new delicious discussion, sinking our teeth into the evidence. We toss out our best ideas. The truth begins piling up, but still, the question takes its toll. So much, it was time for a newsroom poll. Votes started pouring in, along with a drizzle of commentary.
I'm not doing this anymore. I'm tired of it. You keep coming over here. You keep asking me questions. Every time it's something about sandwiches or it's about what does Wisconsin smell like. I'm sick of it. I'm tired of it. I'm done.
The results, too close for comfort. We took a few bites out of this debate, but we're left with only crumbs. It was time to turn things up a notch with a cruise around the custard capital. I want to know, cup or cone?
I think the cone always adds more to it, right? The crunch and a little bit of the sugar flavor.
Cone all the way.
A cup? You're eating both.
Homemade waffle cone. A cup is not going to go anywhere.
So I'm usually just a cup person, but I like cones sometimes. So I wanted a cup and a cone.
Cup. It gives you more freedom.
Well, I get it in a cup because I like a sundae.
Most people will choose the cone because they like to eat the cone. I'm not a fan of that.
Well, this is fine, whatever this is.
Because I get to eat the cone, and I can't eat dishes, so.
After a tiny taste, it was time to get the real scoop. I had to make an offer no one could refuse. I gathered the Custard Kings of Milwaukee, or as I like to call them, the 5 families.
What is the right way to eat custard?
It's fun to lick a cone. It's great watching little kids do it.
If you're not driving your car where it gets all over you, it's definitely the cone.
I think it's kind of a rite of passage as a little kid to eat it in a cone.
Today, we don't sell nearly as many cones as we do in a dish.
How many times have you had it happen? Like, you sure you want that in a cone? You know, it's a really 90-degree day. Yeah. 30 seconds later, we got the dish ready for them. They turn around.
On a warm, windy day, take it in a cup.
When the custard is fresh, to bite into it, I love that.
Well, in the carnival, they would say, hold it high and lick it quick.
When it gets hot outside, dish is your best choice. Watching it be made, the service, the people, like, that is our business. Eat happy, enjoy it.
We've learned you can eat frozen custard out of a cone or a cup or even a little baseball hat. Not that one. And either way you scoop it, it'll taste good because here in Wisconsin, frozen custard becomes a part of you.
Very creative story there. I can't believe she got the Custard Kings all in one place.
cup or cone.
A day like this, you got to go cup, right? It's going to melt all over your hand.
I would agree, but I will say I'm afraid to start this debate in our newsroom because we have very vivid debates in our newsroom.
Oh, yeah.
I'm scared to even
You're
start
usually
this.
right in the middle of it,
I know. I sit right in the middle.
I
I hear them yelling over me.
I'm going to go with cup and stay with it.
Me too. Me too.
All right, we'll have a final check of this hot first warn forecast when we come back. Stay with us.
We all share the same roads, but when an accident happens, we don't always share the same consequences. Gruber Law Offices has been winning for people injured in truck accidents for more than 35 years. One call, that's all.
I'm Vice President of the National Border Patrol Council. America needs a commander-in-chief who's tough on illegal immigration. Kamala Harris fails that test.
We're not going to treat people who are undocumented across the border as criminals. That's correct. That is correct.
Kamala was Biden's border czar. She supported sanctuary cities and taxpayer benefits for illegal immigrants. And she created the worst border crisis in American history. Kamala Harris is dangerous.
Preserve America PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Drive into summer with a new Honda. Heading out for a day at the beach or a weekend in the mountains. Make an impression with the unmistakable style of the HR-V or turn heads in the sporty Civic. And when you drive a Honda, you're driving with the 2024 Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com Best Value brand. So act now to get an offer you'll love. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or hurry into the Honda Summer Event.
This is you. And you are why we do what we do. Each and every one of you are wonderful, amazing people. So we'll treat you that way on your journey of trusted care. Because the way you, and you feel matters. Unity Point Health Meritor, a partner of UW Health, know how much you matter to this world.
It's only paint. It's only paint that comes in an award-winning twist and pour container. It's only paint that can cover the brightest shade of orange known to mankind in just one coat. It's only paint that will inspire you to write your masterpiece. It's only paint that will help you become TV's hottest writer, where one day you'll meet this guy who starred in that thing. So yeah, it's only paint. Only easy opening, smooth pouring, change your life both professionally and romantically. Paint.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Everyday prices are too high. Food, rent, gas, back to school clothes. That is called Bidenomics. A loaf of bread costs 50% more today. Ground beef is up almost 50%. There's not much left at the end of the month. Bidenomics is working. The price of housing has gone up. It feels so hard to just be able to get ahead. And we are very proud of Bidenomics.
When a truck accident happens, the results can be catastrophic. Our dedicated and proven team is here to help, and there's never a fee until we win. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Coming up tonight on the CBS Evening News, the first hostage released alive from Hamas's tunnel system. Tonight, what we know about Israel's complex operation that freed a 52-year-old man after more than 10 months in captivity. Plus, reaction from his family. That and all the day's top headlines tonight here on the CBS Evening News.
A combination of lightning strikes and a rainbow created a dazzling display in Ramsey, Minnesota. That's just north of the Twin Cities. Last night, as severe thunderstorms swept through, footage here was posted to X by Jen Niska. She said there was, quote, such beauty in the midst of an insane storm. National Weather Service issued a severe thunderstorm warning for parts of Minnesota yesterday, forecasting wind gusts up to 70 miles per hour. Kelly, you know a thing or two about storms rolling across Minnesota.
You can see them forever, those plains out western Minnesota.
And we've got a little bit of activity going on across southern Wisconsin.
Yeah, we had some stronger storms that rolled through Rock County and Walworth County. That's kind of moved down to the south into Illinois, so I don't really expect much. We've had some light showers in the Madison area. Even this is real light and starting to dissipate, but up toward Beaver Dam, Sun Prairie area, seeing some light rain. passing through. The chances now for severe weather are pretty limited to some isolated cells near the Illinois border this evening. Otherwise, I think it'll be quiet. And look at the temperatures tomorrow. Quite a bit cooler, 83, 85 Thursday. Most of the day dry, but we are looking at a round of some storms. And I just mentioned it all day long. We need this rain. It's been a while. It's been about 2 weeks since we've had any rain here in southern Wisconsin. Then we've got some beautiful weather for the upcoming Labor Day weekend. Temperatures from low 80s Saturday. Only the low 70s on Monday. Going to feel a little bit like autumn starting next week.
Now, I know we're supposed to talk about weather, but I do have an important question for you, and that is cup or cone for your custard.
Today would be cup because of the melting issue. Otherwise, it'd be cone.
Kelly, thanks. All right, we'll be back in a half hour for News 3 Now at 6. Stay tuned now for the CBS Evening News.